Hello, everyone. My name is Ernesto Verdeja, and I'm an associate professor of political science and peace studies and director of undergraduate studies at the Kroc Institute. I'm pleased to be joined by Professor Kaufman, the John M. Regan Jr. Director of the Kroc Institute, Ann Hayner, Associate Director for Alumni Relations, Anna van Overberghe, Assistant Director for Academic Administration and Undergraduate Studies, and Elizabeth Boyle, the recipient of the 2020 Yarrow Award in Peace Studies, who will also be sharing their thoughts. On behalf of the faculty and staff of the Kroc, I'd like to honor you, the class of 2020 graduating Peace Studies students who have chosen to complete the undergraduate curriculum in Peace Studies. This 2019-2020 academic year was the 35th anniversary of the undergraduate Peace Studies program. In 1984, 2 years before the founding of the Kroc Institute, the College of Arts and Letters approved a certificate program for 5 courses in Peace Studies, and 2 years later, in 1986, the program became housed at the newly created Kroc Institute alongside the Institute's comprehensive work in research and public outreach. Today, Peace Studies is a large and vibrant program, drawing students and faculty from across the university and generating new and exciting insights into how to address some of the world's most pressing problems. And these are indeed significant challenges, as you well know. In the midst of a global pandemic and economic crisis, we're confronted with the need for increased human security and freedom from violence, the need for increased social and economic justice, the need for robust public health support, the need for deeper understanding and appreciation of diversity, the need for gender equality, the need for resisting virulent nationalism and racism, and the need to protect our natural environment for generations to come. In the face of these sobering challenges, it is possible to be overcome by hopelessness, paralysis of will, or even worse, cynicism and complacency. But from what we know of your accomplishments, we're not worried about this happening to you. Even against the backdrop of the current crisis, I am hopeful. During your years at Notre Dame, you've demonstrated the kind of leadership the world is desperate for. Many of you are graduating as the recipients of various honors, so as a class, you have clearly excelled academically. But you've also shown leadership in service, leadership in domestic and international initiatives, and leadership in commitment, vision, optimism, and tenacity. Now, this celebration is, of course, bittersweet. We'd like nothing more than to celebrate with you in person on campus in a large gathering with your families and friends to mark this important achievement in your lives. And yet, here we are, celebrating virtually, separated by a pandemic that has shut down our campus, but we nevertheless remain connected by a shared commitment to advancing peace and justice. And today, we celebrate your accomplishments with you, and we eagerly await the news next year, the year after that, and in all the years to come, about the wonderful and varied ways that you will put into practice your peace studies education and your commitment to meet the world's most pressing needs. We wish you much success and much great joy. I'd now like to invite Professor Kaufman, the John M. Regan Director of the Kroc Institute, to share some words with you as well.
Thank you, Professor Verdeja. Dear graduates, families, and friends of the Kroc Institute, it gives me great pleasure to say a few words of thanks and appreciation for our graduating students. I wish we were able to celebrate with you on campus, and I look forward to the opportunity to do that with you when conditions allow. You join a strong community of over 1,700 Kroc alumni from our undergraduate and graduate programs who have studied with us since the foundation of the Kroc Institute for International Peace Studies in 1986. The Kroc Institute is now established as a premier peace institute on a global scale, and much of our success is thanks to all of you, our students, who are the beating heart of the Institute and who will continue to engage in issues that have been central to your education and training in peace studies. Now, your friends and families may have asked you, what on earth is peace studies? I'm sure you were able to tell them that we are a proud group of tree huggers who sing Kumbaya around the campfire and aspire for world peace. Well, maybe you kept it a secret. Seriously, the field of peace studies engages with some of the most critical issues of this day and age. As peace scholars, we study conflict and violence in all of its forms and try to understand their root causes. We research methods to reduce those causes constructively in order to achieve a better and more peaceful world. We explore different forms of justice and peace, and we are always guided by a moral compass. We are not naive. We understand that while conflict is an inseparable aspect of humanity, the best way to advance humanity and our globe is to seek non-violent means to express our differences move our agendas forward, and find spaces for collaboration and cooperation. We are living in dangerous times, and you, our Peace Studies graduates, come out of this academic program with the ability to understand the challenges and opportunities that the world faces today. This was true prior to the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic. It is even more apparent now, since this crisis has exposed structural conditions of violence and injustice that the field of peace studies has been engaged in for decades. To the families of our students, I would like to emphasize that the choice your children made in focusing on peace studies will not only pay off in terms of a rewarding job, but it also pays off in the real world, as they are equipped with a wide range of skills as engaged citizens of this world. Dear graduates, you embody the vision of Father Hesburgh, who co-founded the Kroc Institute together with John B. Kroc back in 1986. Father Hesburgh wanted to establish a peace institute at Notre Dame so students like you could become peace builders in line with Catholic social teaching. Today, you join this impressive network of people making the world a better place, as envisioned by Father Hesburgh more than 35 years ago. Remember that while Notre Dame is your community forever, Kroc is your nuclear family. So stay in touch and let us know the great things you do. I salute you for choosing to study peace. I congratulate you on your achievements. Good luck as you move into the next stage of your life. And don't forget to keep hugging trees. I will now pass the virtual torch to Anna van Overberghe, Assistant Director for Academic Administration and Undergraduate Studies at Kroc.
Thank you so much, Asher. As the Assistant Director of the Undergraduate Program, I look forward to this day every year more than any other day in the academic calendar, because it reminds me what a privilege it is to work alongside our faculty to support and advise the talented students in our program. I'm so grateful for this opportunity to celebrate each of our Peace Studies students in the class of 2020 as they look back on the journey of the past 4 years and forward to the work of building peace and justice. Graduates, I would like all of you collectively and each of you individually to know how very proud we are of your achievements, not only as students of peace, but throughout your education at Notre Dame. It has been a joy to witness your hard work, your commitment to peace and justice, and your many accomplishments. Your vision of what the world could be and your actions in support of that vision give us hope that the future that we long for is both possible and imminent. You have been an excellent cohort of scholars and activists, and your achievements will have lasting impact on our campus and our program. Now, normally this is the moment where I would read your names and Professor Verdeja would present you with a signed certificate to honor your completion of the supplementary major or interdisciplinary minor in peace studies. And while we are saddened that we cannot hand you your certificate in person, I would like to take a moment here to read each of your names in recognition of how much we have valued you and your time with us. So here are the members of the class of 2020 who are graduating with a supplementary major or an interdisciplinary minor in peace studies. Julia Alpo, Cassandra Anzalone, Mia Eyre, Christina Boitano, Elizabeth Boyle, Claire DeSelm, Caitlin Eckerman, Cassandra Ford, Amber Grimmer, Godsey Joy, Adrian Mark Lohr, Gwyneth McCain, Amelia McManus, Lillian Merrigan, Lisa Michelini, Maggie Moriarty Milko, Christopher Moy, Caitlin O'Brien, Jacqueline O'Brien, Riley O'Meara, Maria Oriana Muniz, Katie O'Sullivan, Natalia Quirk, Maria Paula Ramirez, Caroline Reedy, Laura Ribas Abaslayman, Maria Rossi, Sydney Schlager, Therese Samoji, Fabiola Shipley, Georgia Torsky, Alexandra Valera, and Yawa Wu. Congratulations again to each of you. We promise that you will receive your certificates as soon as we can safely produce and mail them to you. And we know that you will be receiving your actual diplomas later by mail as well, but we hope this extra token from us conveys how much we value your commitment to peace studies and to the legacy of Joan B. Kroc and Father Hesburgh. And I would now like to introduce again Ann Hayner, Associate Director for Alumni Relations at the Kroc Institute, who will share a few words of welcome with our newest alumni.
I am delighted to have the honor of being the first to officially welcome the class of 2020 to the Alumni Network of the Kroc Institute. The Peace Institute, launched by Father Hesburgh at Notre Dame, is often listed as one of his greatest legacies. But in fact, it's you, the Peace Studies graduates, who are Father Ted's living legacy. You are joining a distinguished cadre of Peace Studies alumni, now numbering over 1,800. With the addition of the class of 2020, this now includes 1,150 graduates of the undergraduate major or minor in Peace Studies, and almost 700 alumni of the master's and PhD programs, now at work in over 85 countries around the world. You may be wondering, who and where are these alumni? And your parents may be wondering, do they have jobs? A survey of our Peace Studies alumni elicited enthusiastic responses from hundreds of graduates around the globe. And from this data, we have developed an online map of where the alumni are around the world. Many are working professionally as peace builders, while others have found ways to incorporate the knowledge and values of peace studies in a diverse array of professions. Normally, I would take this occasion to provide descriptions of some of our alumni to show how peace studies has influenced their very different career paths. But this year, as part of our virtual celebration, we are preparing a tribute directly from our alumni to welcome the class of 2020. We can't wait to share that with you by email soon to show you how eager the alumni are to hear from you. Whatever their work, an overwhelming majority of Peace Studies graduates tell us they identify Peace Studies as influential in their career choices and important in their current lives. As one alumna summarized it, Peace Studies continues to be the lens with which I understand and digest the world around me. Another word for what these alumni describe might be vocation. As Frederick Buechner writes, the word vocation comes from the Latin vocare, to call. Your vocation is the place where you are called to, the place where your deep longing meets the world's deep need. As you venture forth in the next stage of your vocational exploration, remember that you are part of a growing network of Peace Studies alumni working to support each other in professional development. As graduates, you will soon be added to an email listserv for Peace Studies alumni, which all of us can use for posting jobs, networking inquiries, and news of upcoming events. You are invited to join Kroc alumni groups on Facebook and LinkedIn, and I will be happy to help you connect with alumni in whatever part of the world you next find yourself. We will keep in touch with you, and in exchange, we will ask you for the rest of your lives to let us know where you are and what you're doing so that we can add you to our alumni map. Indeed, we who are lucky enough to work at the Kroc Institute know that the accomplishments and fascinating career paths of our alumni are the source of our inspiration and ultimately the measure of our success. You will always have a home at the Kroc Institute. We are eager to see where your vocation leads you, how your own deep longings will meet the world's deep needs. Congratulations, and welcome to the global network of peace builders, which is the alumni of the Kroc Institute. And now I'll hand the mic back to Ernesto Verdeja, who will introduce our final guest speaker.
Thank you, Anne. I would like now to present the Yarrow Award in Peace Studies, which is given annually to a senior who demonstrated both academic excellence and a strong commitment to peace and justice in the world. Earlier this semester, the Kroc Institute selected Elizabeth Boyle as the recipient of the 2020 Yarrow Award. Elizabeth is graduating this year with a major in political science and a supplementary major in peace studies. Her time as a peace studies student has been marked by a commitment to religion and peace building and also gender justice, both on campus as student president and director of gender relations, among much else, and also off campus, where she has interned and worked in a variety of places, both within government and in civil society. Her experience as an undergraduate is representative of the excellence present in all of the seniors whom we honor today. Congratulations, Elizabeth, on being the Class of 2020 Yarrow Award recipient. She has kindly agreed to share some of her reflections about what peace studies has meant for her during her time at Notre Dame and what it means for her future. So Elizabeth, we're all ears.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Professor Verdeja, Professor Kaufman, and Hayner, and of course, Anna von Overberghe. Your incredible dedication to and belief in the success of all of us Peace Studies students is the reason that the Kroc Institute is so incredible. Towards the end of my sophomore year of high school, my mom had sent me an email with the subject line, Kroc at ND, and the body text said, look up the Kroc Institute at Notre Dame. Very interesting and very you. To say I was hooked was an absolute understatement. Going to Notre Dame was not only my goal, but as Anne just said, majoring in peace studies became my vocation. The more that I read about the work of the Kroc Institute, the more certain I was that Notre Dame was the place for me. I remember nearly sprinting to the Peace Studies table on Majors Night freshman year, eager to pick up the rainbow-colored strategic peace building wheel and the photos of places that Peace Studies students have been over the years. Before coming to Notre Dame, I had never left the country and certainly did not understand what strategic peace and structural violence really was. My education through Kroc has challenged me in a way that I never expected. In Professor Courtwright's class, How to Change the World, I learned how to create nonviolent social movements and even put those lessons into action by creating my own movement here at Notre Dame. In Professor Omer's Religion, Violence, and the Practice of Peace course, I learned the intricacies of religious peace building, which I was able to apply at my internship at the State Department. Thanks to Kroc, I went from never leaving the country to having traveled to Nepal, Qatar, and Oman in a span of just 2 years, something that I never thought would be possible coming into Notre Dame. I had the opportunity to intern at the U.S. Commission on Civil Rights, USAID, and the State Department, learning from experts in the field that I'm so passionate about. I realized that I'm determined to pursue a career in religious peace building, advocating for the inclusion of the voices of religious leaders and groups in the peace building process. But above all, I learned how to advocate for and with the most marginalized in a genuine way. My trajectory in Kroc is not an outlier, however. Every single one of my peers is an incredible testament to the top-notch education in peace building that we have received. Some of my peers have conducted research on gender-based violence in Indigenous Alaska. Others have worked to end gun violence in our local South Bend community or alleviate poverty in rural Texas. Most recently, one of our peers created a mutual aid network for Notre Dame students who were left without food, housing, or other essential items in the wake of this pandemic. As much as I have learned about peace in my courses and from my professors, I've also learned an incredible amount from my peers. It is an honor to be able to speak to you all today, and I thank you for always pushing me to be a better student, peace builder, and global citizen. During these unprecedented past few weeks, I felt solace in this quote from Father Hesburgh. Let us agree that we shall never forget one another, and whatever happens, remember how good it felt when we were all here together, united by a good and decent feeling, which made us better people, better probably than we would otherwise have been. Thank you to my mentors, professors, and fellow peers who taught me what it really means to be a person who works for peace and justice. I'm proud to be a graduate of Notre Dame and incredibly honored to be a member of the Peace Studies cohort of 2020. I look forward to May of 2021 when we can join again once more to celebrate. But until then, to my peers, know that I will be cheering you on no matter where in the world you may be. Thank you for teaching me how to be a true force for good in the world, and I know that the global community is going to be a better place because of your pursuit for justice, equity, and peace wherever you may be. Thank you again, and congratulations.
Thank you, Elizabeth, and congratulations. So we are delighted to congratulate each and every one of you, in fact, even if only at a distance. I think I speak for all of us here at the Kroc Institute when I say how grateful we are that you have chosen to spend some of your 4 years at Notre Dame with us, engaged in the study of peace. I'd like to close with a few words of inspiration from Nelson Mandela. Though his great hill was a bit different from that of a peace studies student graduating from Notre Dame, I think his insights nevertheless resonate. He wrote, "After climbing a great hill, one only finds that there are many more hills to climb. I've taken a moment here to rest, to steal a view of the glorious vista that surrounds me, to look back at the distance I have come. But I can rest only for a moment, for with freedom come responsibilities, and I dare not linger, for my long walk is not yet ended. I hope you take a moment here to rest and to steal a view of the glorious vista that surrounds you. And I wish you all the very best as you continue on your long walk. Congratulations, everyone, and do stay in touch.